So I found this post on the Pokemon TCG subreddit that I wanted to share with you all because here somebody has screenshotted an article from the Wall Street Journal titled "The Hot Investment with a 3,000% Return: Pokemon Cards." Obviously, talking about Pokemon investing. So I wanted to give my thoughts about this because, as you can see, this person's saying so not going to get any easier, sort of, indirectly saying that more people are going to get into Pokemon for the money. Obviously, we already have some people like to have just come into Pokemon because of the money. So I wanted to give my thoughts about this because you'll see in the comments as well when I show you guys the comments. A lot of people are saying this is a top signal, this is a bubble, and I wanted to give my thoughts. So here is the article. Now, I actually did go on the Wall Street Journal, but it's it has a paywall to actually read the article. I'm not going to pay money to read the article, and honestly, me paying money to read the article and sharing it, I don't know if that's some breach of whatever when you buy the actual like article and the subscription. So I mean, I'm not gonna buy the thing just to read this article. But if you guys have a subscription to the Wall Street Journal or whatever, you guys can read this post. But I guess there's a little bit of information down here. The franchise's trading cards are beating the benchmark S&P 500 and high-flying stocks like Meta. And then I guess they're quoting something from what somebody said. So I wanted to give my thoughts about this because obviously, I mean, you'll see some of the comments. I won't go through all of them because that's like towards the end of the video. I'll talk about it. Red flag top indicator. The bubble will burst soon. I guess they're sort of quoting some just people saying that the bubble just got bigger. As you can see, a lot of people are saying this is a top signal. So what do I actually think about this post? What does it mean? Because as you can see, this post got very popular, upvoted 610 times in just 3 hours. So a lot of people are seeing this as a negative. What do I think about this article being made on the Wall Street Journal and sort of hitting, mainstream media? In my honest opinion, I don't think this means much. I believe there is one thing in the space which a lot of people look at like certain things and thinks that it's a huge deal. It's like I think people are too focused or too hyper microscopically looking at things in this market and calling it, oh yeah, this is the top, because this has been said many times, and I truly believe that this one article talking about Pokemon investing, this is not a new thing. I'm almost positive there has been many articles talking about Pokemon investing and all the crazy gains. I'm pretty sure there's been articles made on other, websites and other maybe, types of news articles. I'm pretty sure this is not the only time that anyone has or any media has covered Pokemon investing. This was, a big thing that was also talked about during the 2021 hype thing. People were talking about Pokemon cards as an investment, and I guess it's being talked about again. And this is just one example, but like I said, I'm pretty sure there's other media, out there that are also covering Pokemon cards as, I guess, an investment. So this is nothing new. I feel like it's been talked about, but obviously maybe because it's from the Wall Street Journal, all of a sudden people are like, yeah, this is it. This is a top signal. And personally with me, I think, covering on mainstream media obviously will get more eyes onto Pokemon investing. And there will be some people that maybe see, an article talking about this and maybe will get interested and look into Pokemon, right, as an investment. But here's the thing that I think people don't understand. There is a huge difference between people investing in a Pokemon and scalping. And I'm going to give you guys an example of that. So scalping, right? A lot of people that are coming into Pokemon right now, the new people, they're scalpers. Flipping on, using bots, buying from retail, selling it instantaneously, and making a quick profit. Those are the majority of new people that are getting into Pokemon that care about money. They're scalpers, okay? What is the difference of a scalper and an investor? Somebody who's a scalper doesn't actually understand the market. They just know, I buy this at this price point. This is the price point I can sell it at. I can flip for money. That's the only thing they know. They don't actually know the market, how things work, because if they did, for the most part, they would probably be holding onto that product for a long time, way longer than what they're doing by just automatically flipping it. Because if they were able, let's say, for example, to have bought 151 or Prismatic Evolutions at MSRP, or really any set, Destined Rivals, whatever you want to, say, they wouldn't be selling instantaneously. Because guess what? As an investor, people that actually know the space, that actually know about Pokemon and aren't just getting into it just because, oh, I see the market's going up and it's crazy, I'm going to flip stuff. People that are actually investing know the market, and if they were, buying and scalping from, or scalping from retail stores, they wouldn't be instantly flipping it, because I think investors all know where this is going. We all know that 151, when it goes out of print, it's going to go crazy. Prismatic evolutions, at least some people know that eventually it's going to stop getting reprinted so heavily. In Prismatic, if you're able to buy ETBs, booster bundles, any of those at MSRP, why would you flip right now when the market is being flooded? That's what a lot of scalpers don't understand. A lot of new people don't understand how the market works, and that's why they're just flipping, because they know instantaneously, without knowing and having any knowledge, they can make money. But somebody who actually knows the space, that's maybe actually learned about this card space, they're mostly investors. So that's the big difference I see with, I guess, this post being made talking about investing. The people that know nothing about Pokemon, most likely, the majority, in my opinion, will not look into this space and actually see the investing potential and learn about this whole market. Because truly, in the beginning, it is sort of hard to understand why this stuff works, right? Because from an outside perspective, especially whatever the demographic of people who watch the Wall Street Journal, I don't think a large amount of people are going to do extensive research on Pokemon, what to buy and stuff, and it's a physical thing. I feel like there is somewhat of a barrier to entry into Pokemon investing, because people may just not believe in it. It may seem kind of, obviously there's criticism with Pokemon investing, like, oh, what one day it crashes. I truly don't think this sort of post means that much. But it is interesting. It's caught on to some very mainstream finance sort of media, but I don't think this is a sign that anything is really gonna, have some major impact. This is not gonna have any major impact to the market. But will there be some people that maybe look into Pokemon investing now because they see the Wall Street Journal made a article about it? Maybe, but I truly think some people are blowing this way out of proportion. I think some people may just read this article, be like, cool, move on with their day, not really care, because they may have no interest into Pokemon. Because truly, I do believe the people that invest into Pokemon, at least prior, had some sort of passion for Pokemon. And all the people right now that are just getting into Pokemon because of the money, those are the scalpers, the ones that will leave once you can't flip from retail shelves. That's just my opinion, and you guys can leave down in the comments below what you think. But I truly believe that is the case, that most new people that are getting the Pokemon will be gone once you can't flip from retail, because they don't truly know or understand the market enough to actually invest. So that's my opinion about this. But let's read some of the comments. As you may have seen, people talking about bubbles, and this is it. Let's just read some of them. Massive red flag top indicator. This is exactly what happened at the peak of the speculative NFT frenzy. So this person is comparing this to an NFT. Okay. When Wall Street Journal starts writing about Pokemon cards, we've hit a peak bubble territory. The fact that someone's unironically calling cardboard their diversification strategy is sending me. Well, collectibles, artwork, you can even say maybe cars or whatever. Those are considered alternative investments, and I don't see any different with trading cards. I miss when I could go to the store. Okay, somebody's sobbing. The bubble will burst soon, said the collector as they impatiently wait for the next Pokemon Center drop. Okay, I guess they're just, quoting, like, making fun of people. Prices increase when you start attracting people who simply want a vehicle to invest. They're typically very impatient and greedy people who will be very quick to dump if they aren't making money. Given so many are buying at peak prices right now, it won't take much to tip the scale. I mean, yeah, there's going to be people 100% like that, that have never seen somewhat of a slowdown or downturn in the market. It'll happen, but I don't think this article is indicative that there's going to be, this is like the bubble. But I mean, it is true. Yeah, some people will be like this when the market sees a slowdown. The bubble just got bigger. I sincerely hope the bubble gets bigger and bigger, with even the cheapest of cards growing a few 100% in price. Once it explodes, every single person involved in this as an investment burns so bad and loses so much. Just another person. I hope everyone loses money and the bubble gets bigger. Even more fake Pokemon fans to dry up stock and send card prices to the moon. Great times ahead. This is honestly a good sign for anyone who knows bull markets. This is evidence we're reaching highs that won't be sustainable in maybe 3 months. It may be 12, but anyone who's been through the ringer, with crypto knows, or stocks knows this sort of headline. So, okay. You're saying that this is a good sign for anyone who knows bull markets. You're basing that off of one Reddit or one Wall Street Journal post that this is, you know, the bubble signal. Like, I don't really think so. Top signal. Basically, everybody is saying here that this is a top signal and the bubble is going to burst. What do you guys think? Honestly, from this post, this article doesn't mean much to me, but I saw that a lot of people were thinking that this is a huge sign of something happening. Most people that read this article are gonna maybe read it for fun and just skim through it and move on with their day. This one article post is not some major indication of a bubble, at least in my opinion. So you guys can leave down in the comments what you believe, but I just don't think this means much. But that's all I want to share with you all. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.